Testing, 1, 2, 3, test, test, test. You tell me if it's echoing. Thanks, folks. Just appreciate it. We're just doing a little tiny test.
understand what's been wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up, and throughout the world today.
Oh, let me put all this away. How's that? That's fine? Nice. uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Good morning. Welcome to the show. I think this is that better? If I covered this? Welcome to the show. You can get involved by calling 888-7753, 773, 888-77-JESSE, Jesse, Jesse. And there are a couple lines open if you want to jump in there. We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And if you're out and about, busy, can't sit and watch the show, you can listen to the show on your iPhone or iPad, anywhere in this whole wide world. We're heard around the world by everybody and their mama. And so you can listen to the show by and you can podcast it later, but you can listen to it by calling the listen line at 641-793-1500, 641-793-1500. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter. JLP Talk on Twitter and Jesse Lee Peterson on Instagram. Follow, ring the bell, and all that. To donate and have your comments read out loud, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/Jesse Lee Peterson, JLP Talk, buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, or rebuildingtheman.com. Rebuildingtheman.com. It is Tuesday, and every Tuesday, and I know that there are a lot of people who really like country western music. I hear from you. Thank you. Every Tuesday is Country and Western Tuesday. Oh, no, you're not ready yet? Okay. Hold on, folks. Let me go find out what's going on. You have it? Country and Western Tuesday.
And it's mind-blowing. He black. I rest my case.
It means I love the country. It means I'm fighting for the country.
Bring back, oh, bring back my country to me.
I look at two things, globalists and nationalists. I'm somebody that wants to take care of our country.
Amazing. Bring back my country to me. Unfortunately, my country is not coming back. Now, some of the things, as if the Great White Hope is elected, some things will get better in the country. You'll find more work available, drilling available, lower taxes, lower regulation restrictions. The wall will be completed. Crime will be dealt with. We will get our police back. We will definitely have some law and order. You won't see the blacks breaking in to these stores, smash and grab kind of mess going on, right? All that will get better if Donald Trump, the Great White Hope, is reelected. But if he's not reelected, it's over. Nothing will get better in my country. So I suggest you get to know yourself and you start to live from within, because the outside world is the Old Testament, and it's all about smash and grab. There's no love within people who live from without. No love, zero love. It's all about self all the time. So go and forgive. Do what you want, but I suggest go and forgive your mother and your father, and God will forgive you, and you will be able to deal with what's happening outside of you because you're dealing with what's happening on the inside of you. And we have a silent prayer on my YouTube channel, silentprayer.video. And we now have the silent prayer in Spanish. Isn't that amazing? On Jesse Lee Peterson YouTube channel there. Watch this.
Dios dijo que cuando ores, te quedes quieto y lo conozcas. Entra en tu armario de oración, cállate y conócelo. Cuando dice que vayas a tu armario de oración, significa que vayas dentro de ti. Ve hacia tu interior, quédate quieto y conócete a ti mismo. Debes ir dentro de ti. Te animo a que te sientes y ores.
Amazing. See? Hola, Mamma Mia. It's now in Spanish on the YouTube channel there, so tell your friends or family members who cannot speak English, no habla English, they can hear and do the silent prayer in Spanish now. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. I want to really, 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 really encourage you to get a hold of yourself, to stop overreacting within yourself, and that will cause you to stop overreacting without on the outside. Because it's going to get worse before it gets better. And what I've noticed is that evil people with no love, with anger on their hearts, they live to intimidate you, to put fear in you, and to get you to overreact. And once you overreact, they can get you to do anything. They can get you to burn down America and call it a worthy cause. They can get you to destroy the country and all of the statues of the great men who founded and created the greatest country in the world, and they'll call it civil rights. And you will believe it. You'll start calling it civil rights as well. They can get you to, when you overreact. I remember when, before the incident happened at the Capitol there on January 6th, I believe, I said to the people right here on this show, I said, do not overreact. They want you to overreact. When you overreact, you walk into a trap. You walk into a trap. It's like men who are marrying women with children, and the women have already been married or not. They have children, and once they marry these women, or older women, once they marry them, they care hell, nothing but hell. There's no peace, right? But the woman pretended that she loved him, and it's the right thing to do. And the guy overreacted with emotions of fake love and walked into a trap. And so I remember telling the people that were going to the rally that the Great White Hope was holding that day, hey, don't overreact. You get angry, you overreact, you're going to walk into a trap. And I want to say to white Americans, they already have the blacks and some of the Mexicans walking, carrying out their orders of intimidation and pretending to be a victim. and blaming white people for their lack of ability. But I want to say to white Americans, with all the things that they're throwing at you, all the false accusations and lies and calling you racism and all those things, don't overreact. Don't get angry. Let them call you whatever they want, and don't react to it. Don't respond to it. Stay calm and do what's right. You will see the right way to deal with it if you stay calm. But if you overreact in any situation, really, any given situation, stop overreacting. Don't overreact within yourself. You will not overreact outside of yourself. But you need love, you need insight to do this. Because if you have fear, you're not going to be able to do it. And white American, they want you overreacting. They want to lock you up. They want to take away your rights, your freedoms of speech and everything, Second Amendment. And they can only do it if you overreact and do some crazy stuff. And so it's going to get worse, especially this year with elections coming up. Do what you want, but I highly recommend that you calm down. It's like a wife that continued to go after her husband until he overreacts, until he get angry. And the moment he get angry, she feel good now. She can go take a nap. She's just taking life from him. And they want you to do it. They want you to overreact. They want you to be afraid. And they are consciously and consistently pushing lies. It's amazing to see what's going on. And if you were to really, really pay attention to you, you will see and understand what's going on. But it's up to you. There's a right way to live, and there's a wrong way to live. But no one can do it for you. You, as an individual, have to take control of you. It's amazing. There's this woman, this female, Big Mama Michelle, this female, the Father Messiah wife, Barack Obama. Big Mama Michelle was talking to somebody on X there. And Big Mama Michelle pretended that she is so up at night. She's so concerned, so afraid, right? It's all a lie. Big Mama ain't afraid. She got police protection, lots of money, a wall around her house, live over in Martha's Vineyard. When I remember when they moved to Washington, D.C., I believe, after they were out of there, they put a wall around their home there in Washington, D.C. And she's desperately trying to put fear in people. Some people say Big Mama Michelle Obama may run for office. Isn't that amazing? That would be interesting, but Barack Obama would still be in the White House. He'd still be running things. A lot of people are saying that he's running it now, even though Joe Biden is there, Barack Obama is running it. So he would have been in charge when he was there. And if it's true with Biden and Big Mama, can you imagine? Anyone that vote for Big Mama Michelle Obama, if she should run, you deserve all the hell that you're going to get. Really. But anyway, Big Mama Michelle trying desperately to put fear in the potential voters. This is from X. Michelle Obama insinuates that Donald Trump keeps her up at night. Yeah, right. All you have to do is put a rib in Big Mama's mouth. She gone to sleep. Michelle Obama insinuates that Donald Trump keep her up at night and says she is terrified. Yeah, right. Lying, just lies. That she is terrified of what could happen in the next election. Watch this from X.
Things that keep me up because you don't have control over them. And you wonder, where are we in this? Where are our hearts? What's going to happen in this next election? I am terrified about what could possibly happen because our leaders matter. Who we select, who speaks for us, who holds that bully pulpit. It affects us in ways that sometimes I think people take for granted.
Well, she told the truth there. It definitely affects us. Look what has happened to our country since Biden and these people have been in control. This woman is not hardly up at night unless she's up at night thinking about, oh, my God, the great white hope may take over. Things going to get better. What will happen with us if things got better? Big Mama is thinking about Big Mama Michelle, not you at all. It's all about her. It's just drama. It's amazing how much the hearts and minds of the people in America has been turned toward evil. Why do you think these people push anger all the time? They push anger because they know that anyone who has anger is afraid. They know that you're blind. They know that you're emotional, and they can do whatever they want. That's why they tell you, anyone, and you can bank on this, you can take this to the bank. Anyone that tells you that anger is needed, and that anger is good, and that anger is your defense, is your enemy, your evil enemy. They have no love, and they are giving to you what they have in their hearts. Never, ever, ever, but never, 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 but ever trust an angry person. Do what you want. I don't care if it's your mama, your daddy, your brother, your sister, your husband, your wife, your friend, your enemy, your whatever. Never trust an angry person. Evil lurks in their hearts. And they won't be able to help themselves because they are being controlled by the spirit of anger. You do not want Big Mama Michelle in your White House. Do what you want, but you don't want it. You should have learned that from past time gone by when they were there. And the one thing I've noticed, and it's clear to me, it's so clear that it's hard to believe that even the angry people don't see it. If you want to destroy a country, a community, a business, a school, or anything, you hire blacks for it. You put blacks in charge, it's over. They don't have it in them, and not all, but most, do not have it in them to make things better. Their family life, it's not in them to make it better. And the liberal whites know it, and they use black people, and especially now the black woman, the black female, they use her to destroy this country. There was an airplane, Alaskan, I believe, that was flying, and people sitting there, and the door fell off while in the sky. The door fell off. I thought when a plane is flying high, that if a door should open, that it's just the whatever sucks everybody out of the plane, especially those who sit right next to the opener, the seats and everything. That's how it is in the movies. What the? Amazing. But so I'm being told it wasn't even a door, it was just part of the wall. Is that true? It was part of the wall, fell off the plane. And I was for sure that the atmosphere would, if that should ever happen, sucker those people out of the plane. But that apparently did not happen. So maybe that's not true. NBC is reporting missing door plug that detached from Alaska Airlines plane found in Oregon teacher's backyard. So apparently some of everything wasn't put on the door right. And you know the first thing that occurred to me, I wonder if those are affirmative action people working on those planes. Remember when the airlines started to hire people because of being a female and their color? And now look what's happening. They get rid of the white people that know what they're doing and put in the people of color that has no clue. And they put your life at risk. Amazing, huh? And there is nowhere to run if you have fear. And all angry people do have fear. You got to overcome fear. Money can't do it. No amount of money, fame, position, titles can take away your fear. Only when you overcome anger. The spirit of truth will take away your anger, your fear. And in my country, people are so afraid now, they're starting to build compounds underground. And I've been wondering, I wonder where the whites are going to move to now that the blacks are taking over the country. Where will they go? Where's the next flight? Where are they going? And I was trying to figure it out so that I can, save my little money and go over there, buy some land while it's cheap. And before the blacks and others start to come there. And that way it'd be so expensive, maybe they can't do it. So it looked like they might not be able to build underground, the blacks, and bring their mess and destroy the neighborhood underground. I thought that they were going to outer space somewhere. And I think they're still trying to, the whites. But they have fear and they're on the run. And money can't save them. I have proof. This is from Wired.com. Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg is building a sprawling $100 million compound in Hawaii, complete with a huge underground bunker. The property will cost $270 million. So the whites are moving underground. What the? I would talk to my staff about it. They'd be like, well, what happens if an earthquake comes? And you're underground already. And then some Mark Zuckerberg is on the run. He's building underground, according to this report. Property that will cost $270 million. How many black people have $270 million that they can move underground? I'm being told it's safer underground from earthquake. But I don't know. Because earthquakes seem to split the ground open and then close back in on you. What the? But money is not going to take away your fear. And these people encourage blacks to riot, to burn down, to smash and grab. And then the blacks are like, oh, well, let's go into white neighborhoods. Let's go into suburbs and do it. And now the rich white people on the run again. Liberals. On the run. Because the very people they encourage to smash and grab end up going after them because these people don't understand how evil works. You are not a friend to evil. Forbes has reported for many ultra high net worth people, Swiss company Oppidum, a supply of fortified underground residents, is their first call. Watch this from Fox.
No one knows exactly what the future has in store, but one startup company says avoiding threats from any potential natural disasters, viruses, and wars doesn't have to come at the expense of your comfort. This is an Oppidum, a type of luxury doomsday bunker that could soon be underneath the mansions of some of the world's richest people.
Oppidum creates underground living spaces that are highly secure and completely discreet, yet beautifully appointed and entirely bespoke.
Company officials say each bunker is air and gas tight, allowing those inside to be completely cut off from the atmosphere outside for up to a month. The shelters are also armed with the technology to make their own water, air, and energy, while coming with the chicest amenities.
Amazing. See how smart white people are? Innovative. Amazing. But it sounds like you have to come up after a month to get some air. What a mess, huh? Well, I guess I have to save my money and start buying me a little piece of land underground while it's cheap. Amazing. 888-7753. 773 888-77 Jesse. One line open there. Your super chats and phone calls when I come back. Back in a moment. You can't run from evil within yourself or outside of self. You got to deal with it. And you need good in order to deal with evil. And God is good. You need to return to the Father. And you'll see within you, he will fight the battle for you. And he will fight it without, because he will show you how to deal with it. And you will have no fear. Love God with all your heart, all your soul, all your might, along with nothing else. Nothing else means yourself, your children, your wife, your things, your ego, your reputation, and all that. You can't care about any of that. The children of anger will use it to control you. But if you love God, he will renew your mind, and none of those things will be before him. And so when they go after you, oh, well, you may take my body, you may take my things, but you're not going to take my soul. And that's a true reality. So I have on my country and western shirt today. Yeehaw! Amazing. The Hake report is coming up at 9 a.m. this morning from 9 to 11, Monday through Friday, thehakereport.com. And now, Monday through Thursday, not just Tuesdays, but Monday through Thursdays, Joel Friday TV. He black at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Monday through Thursdays. Isn't that amazing? And at 12 noon, the American Anchor Baby. The American Anchor Baby. And a quick reminder, you can now do or recommend a silent prayer in Spanish. My silent prayer.video on YouTube there. A lot of Spanish people, they really want to work on themselves. They just don't quite know what to do. Your parents are the illegals who are coming across and don't speak English. Hola! You can now do and hear and recommend a silent prayer in Spanish on my YouTube channel, Jesse Lee Peterson YouTube channel. All right. And my biblical question I forgot to mention in the opening, do you have confidence? That's the wrong one. Do you have confidence? You need Billy or somebody to come help you with that? Let's see if we can get someone in here to help you. Wait for what, Nick? Do you have confidence? What a mess, huh? Do you have it? Or can Big Mama Michelle Obama intimidate you, pretending she can't sleep at night? She up all night. She probably up all night from indigestion, from eating all the ribs. From eating all of the ribs. Let me play music for a minute. I gotta go find out something for me. amazing. I got it. My bad. What a mess. Anyway, before I go to the callers here, I want to encourage you to start working on yourself, folks. And let me just say this, and then I'll take some calls. I do counseling, right, every day. And it's busy by phone, Skype, or walk-in. And you can go to rebuildingtheman.com, men and women, rebuildingtheman.com. Do what you want, men and women. But men, stop marrying women that are older than you, that already has been married and have children. And or have children. Stop it. And women, stop marrying men younger than you. You know they can't guide you, and they're just messy. What's wrong? I counsel with men and women, especially men lately, who have married women who have already been married, already have children, and they are catching hell not only from the wife, the woman, the female, but from the children as well. You should not be taking on another man's children. They don't want you. They want their own father. They want their own father. They don't want you. And you don't want them. You just try to get to the woman. And then you get to her, you catch pure hell. Men and women, why not just put first thing first? Don't let the world tell you, oh, you need to be married. You need to have children. That's not what's missing in your life. All you're doing is bringing more problem into your life. Getting married, you're adding problems to yourself. When you do it thinking that getting married is going to make you happy, getting married is what is missing. Come out of your imagination. Come out of thoughts. They're setting you up. And the world is setting you up. The world ways are wrong. Nothing but trouble. I'm counseling with men that are catching pure hell. Not just one, not just two men, but a bunch of them. And then there's some men who have married Christian women who married before, and they think that they're saving the woman because she was hurt by her husband. You can't save nobody. And then you catch the same hell the other husband caught. And even worse, because she hated the first husband. Children, boys and girls, all races, don't want step-parents. They yearn for their natural father, not a fake father or a fake mother. They don't want stepmama and they don't want stepdaddy. Their soul yearn for their natural father. And I don't care how much you provide and you buy for them and you feed them. In their soul, they still don't want you. They only yearn for the love of their natural father, not a fake father. And you really don't want the kids, the men and women. They just try to get to one another to fulfill their ego, their feelings. All human beings, what's missing in you, that yearning that you have, that like something is wrong, right? You have everything you want materially and feel like something is still missing. It's the yearning of a father. There will come a day, a time, when I will return the children to the fathers and the fathers to the children. That's in the Word. In the beginning, there was the Word was God, God was the Word was God. That's in the Word. A return to the Father. Children, when I say children, I'm talking about old people too. Little children and older people. I don't care if you're 190 years old. If you have not returned to your Father, you still have a void, an emptiness. Like something is just not right. And what is not right, you have not returned to the Father. All people are looking for the love of a father. Watch this from Chase Chapman on TikTok. This is so amazing. Watch this.
Sit up. That's boy. We finna get a bucket. We finna get a bucket. It's hard, ain't it? It's hard. But guess what? You done already endured the hard, Daddy. You done it before. So all you gotta do is know that it's hard. But we're gonna work through the hard. That's who you are. Say, that's who I am.
That's who I am.
Let's get it then. All right here. Hold on. Right here. Come on. Yes. Bucket! I told you, boy. Get that good form. But look, you ain't even realize you've been standing for about 20, 25 minutes.
Yeah!
That's a win in itself, my boy. You the man.
Amazing. The mama would have been upset. Throw that ball. Oh. Made the boy mad. Cry. All human beings. Now, it doesn't matter where you are, how much you have or don't have. All human beings are yearning for the Father. All of them. It ain't about the mother, it's about the Father. Anyone that born of the mother, and all the people are, must be born again of the Father. That's what Christianity is all about, a return to the Father. It's not about the hooping and hollering. It's not about reading the Word, though there's nothing wrong with reading the Bible, right? But not to identify with it. Christianity is about a return to the Father. It's about love. And anyone that has anger has not overcome mama, and you have no love. And you can't be trusted. You can't trust yourself, and no one else can trust you. Have you ever gone to your mama and said, Mama, I'm sorry for resenting you? And what does mama do? For the most part, not all, but most. They go and build an army against you. They tell the family how bad you are. You hate mama. He's blaming me for everything. His old daddy wasn't no good. And the family joined in agreement with the mama because they are scared to say no to her. It's a spiritual battle. Let me go quickly to Michael, a first-time caller out of Ohio. Michael, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
What's going on, Jesse? How you feeling?
All is well, Michael. Thanks for calling.
Hey, Jesse, you remember I seen you did an interview with Charleston White. You remember Charleston White?
Never ask a black man if he remembers.
Why, he won't remember?
Right. He's on the Florida State?
I think so.
Was he that white guy?
No, he's a black guy.
Oh.
His name was Charleston White. It was actually one of your longest interviews. Well, he opened my eyes not too long. It's only been about a year that I've had my eyes open. Before then, I thought that America was racist, and I thought that Donald Trump didn't like black people, and my eyes I was blinded. But Charleston White helped open my eyes.
Nice.
Recently, that led me to
why
you.
were your eyes? Why were you feeling that way about America? What made you feel that way in the beginning?
I think it was probably just everybody around me. All my external influences all thought this way. So I think I was getting swept along with the wave until I became strong enough to kind of look for myself and formulate my own opinion. And it wasn't that hard to see that black people, we be out here doing some dumb things, and that's why a lot of the dumb things happen to us.
now that you're waking up from that, how are you being treated by your black friends and others?
It's not been as rosy, you know, when I try to relay what I feel is the truth to them.
Yeah.
I'm still having a hard time not debating with them. I just need to show them the truth and let them do what they will with it.
Yes,
but
absolutely.
a lot of times those conversations, they do become borderline arguments and things like that. But they're not. We're still friends. I still got all my friends and family, but they're not always super thrilled that I believe in Donald Trump. And
how old are you?
And I believe in him. I'm 28 now.
Nice.
So I'm getting up there. I'm pretty old.
Well, 28 is not old, but I understand. And it's good that you're waking up at such a young age, Michael. You're going to avoid a lot of problems, man, by waking up.
I need some help, though, Jesse. I got a few questions.
Okay.
A few questions. One about my family, and then the second about overcoming the spirit of my mother, which for me, Jesse, when you think about the black women stereotypes, about the black women being angry, my mother's not ghetto or anything like that. She's quite polished, but she is raising 4 kids as a single mother is like one of her biggest accomplishments. So when I have to go to her and let her know that she made all these mistakes and that a lot of the things that she did was wrong and that she put us behind the 8 ball by not committing to our fathers, it is not going to go over easily with her, Jesse. So, yeah, forgiving her and letting her know, forgiving her, and also, I probably wouldn't apologize to her. I would just forgive her for the mistakes that she made and turn me away from my father.
Yes.
But that is not going to be easy.
But after you do that, once you face the hell in her, because that's what you're facing the devil in your mother. And you've had to deal with that all your life because your father wasn't there to protect you from that. And so you are now afraid of it because you resent her. If you didn't have anger already, you would not be afraid of her. But it's the beginning of overcoming fear. So when you go and deal with her, hey, mother, I'm sorry for resenting you. You screwed me up by turning me away from my father. And and you're going to be shaking in your boots. Thoughts are going to be running through your mind like 90 going north. Let it all happen. Shake in your boots. Face the devil. And when you forgive her, God will forgive you, and the rest will become easy. You will. The fear would be taken away from you because the fear is inside of you. It's not outside of you, it's inside of you. And once you face that which is inside of you, you're going to be free inside. And your mother may stay the same. She may admit that she was wrong. She might not. She may blame somebody. She might not. That's on her. But you just apologize for resenting her because of what she's done. And God will forgive you. And don't you apologize, oh, forgive me, mother. I went out and robbed the bank. I didn't listen to you. I did this. I did. You don't owe her any apology for that because you only did those things because she recreated you in her image, and you were just doing what was inside of you.
Right.
So you don't owe her any apology. Don't ask her for forgiveness. You forgive her. And I'm telling you, Michael, the fear will leave, and it's going to be amazing.
I look forward to that. Yeah, I need to go ahead and have that conversation with her.
And you're going to be able to love her with God's love, with the right kind of love, not that emotional, crappy love that came from her and her God, the devil. But you will be able to love her with God's love. And if you're around her, fine. If not, fine. You will, if she acts out, fine. If she doesn't act out, fine. You will not be affected anymore about the way, not only the way she acts, but anyone acts, because you'll be living in your own world.
All right.
Are you doing go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. You go.
Are you doing the silent prayer?
I actually just found out about the silent prayer about no more than a week ago. It was actually, I seen you on with another caller, and you mentioned it about him. You mentioned him You mentioned it to him.
Right. Well,
I actually just start looking into it.
Start doing that so God can bring you out of thoughts. All thoughts, except for practical thought, go to work and do that. But all thoughts are all lies all the time. And what happens when you learn to be still, then God will bring you out of the darkness of your imagination. Because the thoughts has nothing to do with you, and they have nothing to do with God. You are not your thoughts, and you're not your feelings. They're all evil. And so do the silent prayer.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely get.
All right, you had
I gotta
a
look
second.
and see what it is, though. I seen you had a video on it.
Yeah.
Oh, but my second question, I'm also just a little fearful of this. I'm fearful that I'm hopeful. I'm hoping I haven't, made things too bad with. I'm gonna just call her my girlfriend. I'm not even gonna disrespect it and call her my wife. I've been with her for almost 10 years. I don't know if it matters, but like I said, I'm 28. I am black. She's 25. She's white. We have 2 children together.
What a mess.
No, out of wedlock, Jesse. But our relationship, everything, she listens to you as well. So she is not completely lost. She definitely values the nuclear family. She understands that without me getting my love from God and her getting her love from me, that she understands that, Jesse. So she is a good woman. But I'm just hoping that I have not been a woman for too long. I have not made bad decisions. And
hold on a minute. Can you hold for me?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Let me take a quick break. I'll come back to your call and the rest of the calls and Super Chats. Hake is coming in with the hate news, not the fake news. And 2 more hours to go. Now, I totally disagree with the way things are going, but you can't be angry because that's what the enemy wants. He wants to control you. They do things to make you mad so they can control you. It's like being married. And the wife would do things to make you mad, or she'll do things to make you feel good. And men do that to women too when they want something from the woman, especially sex. They'll make her feel good or they'll make her angry. And the woman's gonna have to say, you don't want to be angry. You want to speak up. You want to disagree with what's going on. It's wrong, but do not be angry. Then you won't have fear. You won't have doubt. You won't have worries. You'll be able to see, but you got to stay away from anger. That's why you must forgive your mothers and your fathers so that you can overcome the spirit of anger. It's a spirit and it's wicked. Nothing good in anger because it has no love, folks. You need love to defeat evil. And love is not a weakness. It's a strength. It's from God. It's His nature.
A whole lot of mess going on in the world. This is the end of hour 1 of the Jesse Peterson Show. It's Tuesday, January 9th, AD 2024. Stay tuned for hour 2. JLP will be right back to your calls. The lines are full, guys. But first, Hake news, not fake news. They want your blood, and they're bribing you with degeneracy. Commie Nonsense Network CNN reports the number of blood donors in the United States is at the lowest level in 20 years as hospitals struggle to meet the demand. Is it really the number or is it the percentage? I don't know. To shore up the critically low supply, the Red Cross and the far-left extremist NFL said that they will offer all blood donors this month a chance to win a trip to Super Bowl LVII, which is what? 58, I think. L is 50, V is 5, 3 is 3. I mean, I is 3. Anyway, extreme weather. CNN, Commie Nonsense Network, CNN reports a powerful storm is unleashing a dangerous blizzard, or has already, conditions across the central and eastern United States, shutting down highways, stranding drivers, and frigid temperatures. At the same time, parts of the South are being pummeled with hail and heavy flooding. More than 40 million people are under severe storm threats today, according to the Storm Prediction Center, with an enhanced risk in effect from the Florida Panhandle to the Carolinas. So pray for the beautiful people of the South, or the people of the beautiful South. The fast-moving storm is making its way east and will cover over 1,800 miles, 1,800 miles in 72 hours, producing notable snowfall across more than half a dozen states. Flood watch is also in effect for cities like Atlanta, Charlotte, Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, city of brotherly love, and New York City, where rainfall up to 4 inches is possible. And airplane danger. CNN calls it airplane safety, but that's fake news. It's airplane danger. Just days after an Alaska Airlines plug door, whatever that is, blew off a plane mid-flight, according to CNN. United Airlines said they've found loose bolts on an undisclosed number of grounded Boeing 737 MAX 9 planes as well. This comes as Boeing is performing an FAA-mandated set of inspections on a total of 171 aircraft with a mid-cabin door plug installed to ensure passenger safety. Supposedly, that door wasn't even an emergency exit. Whatever. I don't know. On a total number of, I already said that part. United has more MAX 9s than any other U.S. carrier, and so they've canceled more than 470 flights since Saturday because of the aircraft inspections and because of their plug door blew off. Since we began preliminary inspections on Saturday, we've found instances that appeared to relate to installation issues on the door plug. How come they're calling it a door plug when they called it a plug door before? I don't know. For example, bolts that needed additional tightening. Shouldn't be hiring women. They need strong men. United officials said in a statement, that thing that I just said. Alaska Airlines also said they're working with Boeing to understand what happened on Flight 1282. It's Flight 1282. And Gaza drama, about 1 in every 100 people in Gaza have been killed since the war began between Israel and Hamas in October. The death toll in Gaza surpassed 22,800 this week, according to Palestinian statistics. Israel faces pressure to minimize civilian casualties. In the U.S., hundreds of so-called pro-Palestinian protesters were arrested Monday after blocking traffic across New York City bridges to demand a Gaza ceasefire. What a mess. And it was during rush hour, I heard. Meanwhile, Israeli forces maintaining their strikes are in the wake of October 7th Hamas attack, when militants killed more than 1,200 supposed Israelis or whatever, mostly civilians, according to them, and kidnapped some 200 others. As of last week, the Israeli government believed 132 hostages from the attack were still held in Gaza. Dozens thought dead. I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP, Hour 2.
To stand up strong, think the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the second hour of the show today. You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773, 888-77-JESSE, Jesse. Jesse, my biblical question for this week, and it's a doozy. Do you have confidence? Do you have confidence? That is an amazing question. Amazing. We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on jesseleepeterson.com/show. And if you're busy working out, fighting with your wife or husband or your mama or whatever, you're smashing and grabbing right now. You're arguing with the white people. You're trying to fill a bunker underground, whatever. You could be listening to the show. And you can podcast later, too, but you can be listening anywhere in the world by calling the listen line at 641-793-1500, 641-793-1500. And don't forget to follow us on rumble.com/Jesse Lee Peterson and cozy.tv/JLP. cozy.tv/JLP. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk or Bond JLP on Cash App, Bond JLP on Cash App, or rebuildingtheman.com. It's Tuesday. It's the second hour of Tuesday. It is Country and Western Tuesday. Yeehaw!
That is mind-blowing. He black. I rest my case.
Wow. So I made that.
It means I love the country. It means I'm fighting for the country.
Bring back, oh, bring back my country to me.
I look at two things, globalists and nationalists. I'm somebody that wants to take care of our country.
That's right. I want my country back. Remember when those old cowboy movies? They were so good. You know, Michael from Ohio, first time call, he mentioned Charleston White. And Charleston appeared on Fallen State, one of the episodes, number 255 on the Fallen, F-A-L-L-E-N, the Fallen State, back in February 2022. I do remember him. Amazing. So check it out on the Fallen State. Let me go quickly back to Michael out of Ohio, a first-time caller. Michael, thank you for holding. You were saying that you have a couple of kids out of wedlock. You with this woman who is white and you're black, and your question about is what?
I just want to make sure that I haven't ruined things. Like, or you think we're still good? I plan on getting married here in the next 2 months. We're turning things around. We're focused on building up our family. We're focused on following the ways of the Bible. We're focused on the structure, making sure that I receive the love from God so that I can pass it to her and she can pass it to the children. We're focused on raising the children in my image, not in my mother's image. That's why I have to overcome the spirit of my mother so that I can raise them as a man instead of as a woman. So I just want to make sure that over the past few years, things have not gotten too bad between me and her.
Is she's working on herself as well?
Yes, sir. As much as I am, she is.
Nice. Well, here's what I recommend. Whatever has happened, whether it was yesterday, this morning, or 250 years ago, don't even think about it. It doesn't exist at all. Whatever has happened, don't focus on that. All you need to be focused on is right now. God is right here. Eternal life is right here, right now. There's no such thing as past or future. So don't worry about that at all. Because in all honesty, Michael, the real you, the Michael, has not done anything wrong at all. It's impossible for you to do wrong. And if you focus on the past, you're going to still be listening to the false you, the spirit of evil that's made a home in your mind and emotion. So don't worry about that. As long as you're working on yourself, you're going and forgiving your mother and your father, do the silent prayer, and if she's doing the same thing, believe me, things will be well, especially if she's working on herself as well.
Oh, she's even going to apologize. I mean, not apologize. She's even going to forgive her mother and reconnect with her father.
Nice.
Because she understands that she's fallen victim to the same thing.
What both of you should do the silent prayer. Go forgive your parents, especially the mother, and God will forgive you, and He'll wake you up. As you are waking up, I can tell you're waking up, right? Your mind will become clearer and clearer and clearer, and you both will realize all you have is right now. All that other stuff is when it happened then. It doesn't exist now, and you'll be fine. The only thing I would recommend until you get married, no more sex until you get married.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go ahead and speed that date up in right away. Nah, I hear you though. I'll have to work on my self-control.
Well, once you
I know she won't respect me.
Right. Once you start with the silent prayer, you're gonna be able to maintain yourself because you're not gonna give in to the temptation of the imagination. Most people don't realize that Satan is always tempting you in thoughts. And most people think that they are their thoughts, and I thought that too at one time, that you are your thought, and that's why you've been given into it. Now you're going to see those thoughts and let them pass, and you'll be fine. You'll be able to wait.
Okay. I'll have to make sure I stay with the silent prayer.
Yeah, and don't, from this day forward, don't call anger you. Don't call thoughts and feeling you. They are not you. They are evil spirits that made a home in your mind when you became angry at your mother, when she turned you away from your father, when she imposed a will on you and recreated you in her image. You start to live in those thoughts. You are not your thoughts, and you're not your feelings. And if you do the silent prayer and stay with it, no matter what happens, you'll be fine. You really will.
Okay. I just want to say, I know it's going to be hard with my mother, but my grandmother, who, thank God, is still living, she's going to be very proud of me. She will be very proud of the path that I'm taking. You know you're doing a great thing for America, Jesse.
Amazing. Thank you. Here's what I know what you mean about grandma going to be proud, but never, and I understand what you mean, so hopefully she will.
Let me hear it.
If she's not, fine. But never look for anyone to be proud of you or any of those things at all. And if they say, you know what, Michael, you're real good, I'm proud of you, like, oh, okay, thanks. I appreciate it. But if they say, oh, Michael, I hate you, you're doing this, you're doing that, oh, okay, thank you. I hate you. Treat them both the same because grandmama will say she's proud of you now, but when you have to correct grandma, she's going to change just like that on you. And so,
but I have to love them both.
Right. Absolutely. And you love them by not being angry at them. They cannot help themselves.
Okay.
Let me know how it goes, man.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'll be calling back to check in with you, man.
Okay.
I listen to you regularly. Hey, what's your podcast? Is it The Fallen State, or how do I get your podcast?
I don't know. Let me find out. What's my podcast? Oh, anybody know my podcast?
The Fallen State?
JesseLeePeterson.com. JesseLeePeterson.com, I'm told.
Because I listen to you on Deezer, and then I listen to you on YouTube.
Oh, JesseLeePeterson.com.
Okay. All right. Yes, sir. I'll be checking back in with you, Jesse.
All right. What
fighting a good fight.
I will, buddy. One other quick thing. Are you communicating with your father?
Honestly, I talk to my father. He is still living. I do not talk to him often. I've probably talked to him in the past, like 10 years. I've maybe spoken to him once. I took my children down to see him. We had a little barbecue. I wanted him to meet the kids and things like that. But other than that, nah, I think my mother, she did a great job in turning me away from my father.
I want you to contact your father and ask him why didn't he protect you from her?
My father, though, Jesse, would it make any sense to I'm not trying to judge him or anything like that, but my father, he's not, I don't know, maybe he's still in the fallen state, but I'm not sure. Like I said, I don't want to judge him or anything like that. I'm trying to be careful of it, but I'm just not sure, because if he's not, fully in touch, or if he's not 100% being a man the way that a man should be, what could he, You think there's still something that he could possibly show me?
No, but what it is, you would love him by forgiving him. And when you don't want to, especially your father, because if you're angry at your father, you're never going to find God. You're never going to get to God because you can't be angry at your earthly father. He is the Son of God, even though he's a weak, turn away from Son of God. He's still the Son. And you can't love the Father. You can't love the Father and hate the Son. And so that's why I'm encouraging you to forgive him as well, because what your mother did to you is what his mother did to him. And he couldn't handle your mother because every woman when you're angry at your mother, every woman you get involved with is your mother. It's the same spirit. And you can't handle it. So it's not that he doesn't love you. Fathers love their children. And when they leave the mother of the children. They don't leave their children, but the mother make the children think that the father leaves them, right? And so just forgive him. You don't have to hang out with him. You don't need him for anything, but you want to love him by not being angry at him, not hating him.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I'm going to reach out to him. I can still talk to him. We got a pretty good relationship. He's a good guy. For some reason, we just don't. I mean, he's a phone call away. For some reason, I just don't reach out.
Well, just call him, let him know, you know what, I realize now what happened. I'm not angry at you, and I'm sorry for holding anything against you. And then, and again, if you don't talk to him in another 10 years, that would be fine. If you do, that would be fine. But you won't have anger toward him.
Right.
That's the only reason.
I'm trying not to have anger. I'm trying to love everybody. It's not easy, Jesse.
But because the emotion that you call love is not love. That's hate. Love is easy. It doesn't take any effort to love at all, because when you put God first, seeking what's right first, God, the Spirit of the Father over you, His love is what's going to operate through you, and His love going to love everybody. It won't be you loving anyone, but it'll be His love working through you. And you don't have
I won't even have to try.
No, not at all.
So I got a fake love.
Yeah, you have a fake love. That's not love. You have a mama's love, which is evil.
So until I overcome her, man, whew, you know, the spirit in my mother, Jesse, that must be one of Satan's high ranking, because she is a firecracker. I know that is not going to be an easy conversation to have.
And your father couldn't handle that firecracker because she was just like his mother. And that's the problem with all black people. They hate their mothers and grandmothers. It's not about racism. It's not about white people. It's about being turned away from your father and recreated in the mother's image. And they lie to you when they tell you it's something outside. It's not outside. It came from your mother.
Right. I'm seeing that now.
And so face her. And again, you don't have love. Love doesn't take effort at all. Love doesn't expect anything from anyone, because love comes from God. That stuff that you feel came from hell, which is in your mother, because Satan is the woman's God, and he is an emotional spirit that he fake love, pretend to be the love of God. That's not love. That's hate. That's why it's up and down, because you feel good, that's hate, that's anger. You feel bad, that's anger. You're up and down. But now you're going to become whole. You're going to be one person, because your love is going to come from God, and it's that love that's going to love even your enemies.
Okay.
Love doesn't take effort. You don't have love.
I hear what you're saying. I got some trips to make, man. I don't want to do it over the phone. I'm gonna go see a few people.
Yeah, it'd be best to face your mother.
Yes, sir.
Amazing. Let me know how it goes, Mike. I wish you well.
All righty. Hey, thank you for everything, Jesse.
You're welcome, buddy.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Amazing. See, I told you there are black people who hear the message of forgiveness, and they didn't know they need to forgive their mothers, because the black mothers, black women, black females be held up as God. They have been told, oh, you have to be the mother, the father, then you have to deal with racism, and you have to deal with that. It's hard on the black woman in America. It's a lie. It's a lie. It's a total lie. Black people, your problem is not this made-up lie about racism. No such thing as racism, sexism, homophobiaism, Islamophobia-ism, Allah-Wabaism, deadbeat-dadism, white supremacism, anti-Semitism. No ism. You must be born again. You must die from ego, a spiritual death, and be born of the Father. The mother ego is through the roof, and it's all evil. And if you and men do have it, but it came from mama. Anthony is out of Oklahoma. Anthony, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse.
Hey, Anthony.
I'm calling back. I actually called you a few years ago, and I told you I promised you I'd give you a call back and update you on what was going on with me.
Oh, okay.
And I was actually in a relationship with a girl that okay, so I was married, got divorced, got into a new relationship with a girl, and our exes got together. Do you remember that at all? You said we switched sluts.
So your exes got together. What do you mean by that?
Well, I got divorced, started dating a new girl, and when I started dating her, her ex wanted to know about me, kind of reached out to my ex, and I guess sparks flew, and they're married now.
So your ex-wife got involved with your new girlfriend ex.
Yes, sir.
What a mess.
Yeah, it was a mess. It was a mess. And I was an absolute mess when I was calling you. You were telling me I need to leave her. And I was agreeing with you, but in my head, I'm like, oh, Jesse, she's a good girl. No, Jesse, you just don't know her. but after a while, I started doing the silent prayer. Her kids were like, man, Anthony's acting different. Like, it's crazy. Like, her kids were even saying, man, it's crazy. He's different. But they didn't know what I was doing. They had no idea.
Yeah.
But what little did they know, I was overcoming their mother. So I actually, we're not together anymore. I actually called it off.
You married a woman that already had children.
Yes, sir. Well, we never married. We were just boyfriend, girlfriend, living together out of wedlock.
And she already had children.
Yes, sir. She had children.
What a mess.
Previous guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a mess. So, but just calling to update you, I've moved on from that, and I'm single and don't, I'm just being still. I'm just whatever comes my way. I'm not expecting anything. Whereas then I was all kinds of expectations. I wanted my girlfriend to give me advice on things. I told you about that, and you were like, "Man, you're a beta." And,
beta.
But I've forgiven my mother, and she knows I'll watch you. So I think she kind of was expecting it because she'll come visit me, and I'll have your show going, and she listens, and it's kind of funny because when I did forgive her, because she did turn me away from my father, she talked bad about him when I was a kid, and I didn't know anything.
Yeah, right.
But I would hear her say things about him, and I would agree with her. But in my heart, I'm like, oh, like it's my dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when I did forgive her, she just kind of laughed. She didn't get mad or angry in it, but she just kind of laughed about it. So anyway, that's kind of where I am.
And so, are you starting to see that all thoughts are all lies all the time?
Absolutely, Jesse. It is mind-boggling to me. I cannot explain it. Once I started doing the silent prayer, started letting go of thoughts. Anything that passed through my mind, I would let it go, let it go, let it go.
Yeah.
It's like I was training my brain. I was overcoming it. And I'd be out and about throughout the day, and I would think of something that was just crazy. And I would immediately catch it, and it would be gone immediately.
Right on.
And later on in the day, like at night before I go to bed, I'd kind of think back on my day, reflect on it, and like, wow, that works.
It really, really does, Anthony. And I'm telling you, if you stay with it, your mind is going to become clearer and clearer, and it's going to be crazy. You're going to shake your head at the fact that at one time you listened to thoughts and you thought it was you, and it brought on all these different emotions, and you thought they were yours, and it made you do things that you just couldn't believe you were doing. It made you believe things that you could believe you believe. And it was just a thought, and it wasn't even your thought, but you thought you were creating thoughts, and it's just a thought. And so if you stay with it, you're going to see that it's just an empty thought unless you believe that thought and build something around it. But if you just let it pass through, man, it has no effect on you at all.
I agree. And, doing this and overcoming these thoughts and emotions, and it's so crazy to sit back and look at the way people act.
Yes.
It's like I can see so clear, and I'm looking at them bickering and arguing and angry and calling each, and I'm like, this is crazy. This is crazy to me.
But that's what it is.
Somebody come to me.
Go ahead.
Say it again, Jeff.
No, go ahead.
Okay. I said I had somebody come to me yesterday. They were wanting advice on something to do with their family issues, their mother, just family fighting. And what should I do about this? And I told them, I gave them the best advice ever. I said, let them suffer.
Yes.
Let them suffer.
Yep.
There's nothing you can do. Let them suffer. They're enjoying their hell. Let them sit in it. Let them sink.
That's right.
There's nothing you can do.
That's perfect advice. You cannot you can't stop your family members or anyone from suffering, because most people, only a few that don't love it, but most people love their hell. They love the thrill of being angry or being suicidal or being depressed or being lonely or being angry. They love it. And if you tell them, no, that's not the way, they get mad at you for telling them that. And they love trying to take revenge on someone else. It's all about the thrill.
Absolutely. And one other thing, well, I got two other things, Jess. When it comes to relationships and stuff, I'm not seeking a girlfriend. I'm not seeking a girl. But me overcoming my thoughts and feelings, emotions, all these things, it allows me to see right through these women.
Yes.
Because like in the past week, I've talked to a few, and Jesse, I think it's in a woman's nature to naturally want to be led.
It is 100%.
And these women, I'm not going out seeking them, but they see me and how I act, and they're like, wow, and they give me their phone number, and I'll be like, okay, let me try this out. So we'll talk, and I'll find out this girl wants a guy full of emotions and empathy and this and that. I'm like, nope. The last girl I talked to, I told her she was a mess, and she got so upset and told me I don't need to be calling people a mess. And
what a mess!
That was the last time we talked.
But you're right, Anthony. Women, this is why men, one of the reasons, men shouldn't be chasing women. They should just work on returning to the Father, seek first the kingdom of God and what's right, and only that. They should only seek the kingdom and nothing else or no one else. And women, it's in their nature to naturally need and want men to lead them. So if they see that they can't tempt you and draw you in and do all that mess, they're gonna run you down. They're gonna want you. But then don't give in to that. You still be honest with them. Don't resent them. Don't judge them. But be honest with them. They need to overcome the anger. Point them back to the Father, and they will appreciate that forever. And if it is meant for you to be married to, it'll be a woman like that, and your marriage will last until death do you part.
Absolutely. I agree.
But
I think if I was in my
Women are starving for men to guide them.
Yeah. And if I was in my wrong state, if I was who I was a few years ago when I first called you, if I was the beta, I would be in a relationship right now with one of them crazy girls.
Yes.
And I'd be miserable. She'd be miserable. We'd both be in hell.
100%. Well, stay with it, Anthony. Stay with it. Stay with it.
Sure.
Stay with it.
I have one other thing, Jesse. My daughter, she actually got me a cameo from you for my birthday.
Amazing.
Yeah, but I told her you said her name wrong, and she was kind of upset. And I said, well, I'm sorry, but you got to forgive him. He's black and slow.
He's black.
He's black.
And I be trying hard not to say it. I even ask the white guys around, what is his name? What's his name? What's her first
I'm
name?
Native American, Jesse. I'm Native American.
What's her first name? Don't say her last name. What's her first name?
Ashlyn. You called her Ashley. It's Ashlyn.
Ashlyn. Tell Ashlyn, don't be angry. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'll let her know. I get her today, and I'm gonna go. We're gonna go out to eat.
All right, that's amazing, Ashlyn. And you say you're a Native American? I mean, you're part Indian?
Jesse, so where I'm from Oklahoma, where there's lots of tribes. They get offended by Indian. They like Native American, but yeah, I'm Native American.
Really?
Indian. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yep.
Have you heard that song by Cher? My father married us in Cherokee.
I had never heard it until when I called you 2 years ago. You sang it right when I told you that, and I looked it up after. And my mom told me, my mom's an evil Native American. I don't know if she got upset with it, but anyway, she told me it was a Cher song.
And so, could Cher ever make a song like that anymore? Could she use the word Cherokee?
Yeah, Cher's off her rocker, I think, Jesse.
They how about the words Indian squaw?
I've heard that. I'll be honest, I don't know what it means.
How about the word half-breed? That's all I ever heard.
Jesse, that's me. I'm a half-breed. My dad's white, blonde hair, blue eyes.
Wow.
My mom's full-blood Native. Yeah, I'm a mess, Jesse.
What a mess. Well, tell your daughter, I do apologize on the first name there. And you stay with it, Anthony, and call me again, all right?
Yes, sir. Will do, Jesse. Thank you, man.
All right, buddy. Amazing. Half-breed is all I ever heard. Half-breed, I love and hate the word. Back in a moment. We have a counseling service, and I have to admit, thanks to God, it is the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel with men and women, families, individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy, they're miserable, they have rough lives, they're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand, I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really, really, really want to understand, they overcome it just like that, out of one counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingaman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven. So you heard Anthony mention the shout-outs, right? I do personal shout-outs as well. And you can go to Cameo, CAMEO.com, CAMEO.com for a personal shout-out. Cameo.com, CAMEO.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. Birthday shout-outs, wedding, congratulations. And we do try hard, make sure we get so many different names in here, but we work on trying to make sure we say them right. So I'm sorry to Anthony Dorner. Amazing. But go to Cameo for personal shout-outs. And whatever the occasion, encouragement, congratulations, anniversaries, birthdays, Happy New Year, whatever. All right, CAMEO.com. There's one line open at 888-7753-773. Let me go to Jason out of New York. Jason, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, what's up, man? I wanted to ask you, dang, I've been saying this so long. Like, what was we talking about? Oh, yeah, your verse, your Bible verse, the Malachi 4:6. The verse that you say, like he says, it say he is going to return. All right, is your name Elijah? My fault. Let me slow down. Is your name? Let me start with is your name Elijah? The Bible verse that you're talking about. The Bible.
You
verse.
asked me if my name is Elijah.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't know my name is Jesse?
Okay, your name is Jesse. You like in that
you
Bible.
You don't know
verse
that my name is Jesse?
No. I just wanted you to clarify that your name is not Elijah.
Are you asking me, is it like Jesse Elijah Peterson?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Are you related to Elijah? Is that what you were supposed to do? Because it say Elijah is supposed to.
Who is Elijah?
Elijah, the person in the Bible that you that in the Bible that you said like when he's going to return. You say like he's.
I thought you said you were smart and educated.
Let me get it out. I'm laughing at you, so like, hold on, let me get it out. All right, you know, like your Bible verse.
I thought you said you were educated yesterday.
I am educated.
Smart.
Tell everybody your Bible verse.
Why don't you know my name is Jesse then?
I know your name. Okay, man. I know your name is Jesse. Hey,
so why are you asking me that?
It was the setup. Like, oh boy, but they're like, okay. Why did I ask you that? To set up my question. Hey, what is like the front? Like, what is like now? What is the verse? Like, he's gonna return the people back to his father. He said he is gonna return the sons back to the father. He didn't say you to return to your father. Where does it say? Where does it in the Bible does it say that you return to your father? It said Elijah, like the verse that you quoting. It said Elijah is gonna return the sons back to their fathers before the destruction, before God destroys everything. Now, where does it say that you? Where does it say what you're talking about?
But it doesn't. Elijah's not even doing that. God is doing it, and God said that He would do it because no human being can do it. Malachi 4:6 is saying that God will return the children to the Father, not Elijah.
No. It didn't say where it say God. What does it say God?
Go read Malachi 4:6.
It doesn't say. It says.
Go read it.
Read. You need to read.
Read Malachi 4:6.
You need to read Malachi 4:5. Why don't you read Malachi 4:5?
What do you mean?
No, because that's what they're talking about. In 4:5, they talk about Elijah. They
but
talk
I
about
don't
God.
know what you mean.
What you mean? Now you playing stupid. Oh boy, you love to play stupid.
Read the one. Let me hear. Read the one you have.
No, you read it. You read it.
What do you mean? I read it.
No, you should. No, you should read it to let people know that you understand what you read. No, let people know that you understand what you read.
But you missed it.
I've read it.
Read it right now.
No. I'll call, like if you're not gonna read it, I'll hang up and call back and ask you to read it tomorrow. Or call back and you need to read 4:5 and 4:6. We're talking about Elijah.
We'll find it and then tomorrow.
Oh no! I already find it. When is Bible? No, I'm gonna call back on Bible Thumping Thursday, and I'm gonna want you to read it on Bible Thumping Thursday.
Okay, we'll find it and call back on Bible Thumping Thursday.
All right, I'll do that.
All right.
I'll do that.
All right, thank you, buddy. You're so intelligent. Your degree came from a black college. What the? You know they handed that one out free, right? Super chat. There's a line open, by the way.
Super chats.
There's a line open at 888-7753. 773-888-77 Jesse. Brave AI says it's talking about God. Jason from Buffalo says it's talking about Elijah. I believe Brave AI. Who is AI?
It's like Google, but it's a little bit supposed to be better because it's Brave.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a browser. It's a browser that has a search website. And it also has AI.
What's wrong with Jason?
I think he just wants to get you.
But he can't get me.
All right.
All right, Super Chat.
Mac O'Leary bought you a coffee. This is from yesterday. Hey, Jesse, have you considered having one of those voiceover people read the silent prayer? It might be easier for folks to get into it that way.
Repeat that.
Have you considered having one of those voiceover people read the silent prayer? It might be easier for folks to get into it that way.
Get into it. What do that mean?
Stay with it or understand it or listen to it.
No, that ain't going to help. Either they're going to do it or they're not going to do it. And most people are not going to do it because they're not ready yet. They still love their hell, and so they don't want to get out of that. What now?
We did do a voiceover AI, or we do have a voiceover AI in Spanish.
How you know the AI?
I thought it was AI. It sounds like your voice, and I don't think that you know those words in Spanish.
But somebody else did it.
In your voice?
See?
That person sounds like you?
I don't know. I don't know about the AI thing. Maybe you may be right.
It's voiceover anyway in Spanish.
Should we hear that again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch this.
Dios dijo que cuando ores te quedes quieto y lo conozcas. Entra en tu armario de oración, cállate y conócelo. Cuando dice que vayas a tu armario de oración, significa que vayas dentro de ti. Ve hacia tu interior, quédate quieto y conócete a ti mismo. Debes ir dentro de ti. Te animo a que te sientes y ores.
Amazing! Hola!
Nice.
Delicious.
So there you go, Mac O'Leary. Thanks for the coffee.
Yeah, thank you, Michael, there.
Canadian,
I appreciate it.
Canadian David is a monthly supporter on Rumble. He asks,
know how to rumble.
He asks, is the image of Jesus looking up in the silent prayer biblical, referentially speaking? Like the silent prayer, like you see how Jesus is looking up in this picture?
I don't know.
Is it biblical, referentially speaking?
I don't know. I have no idea. That's a good question. Everything is so not real now, it's hard to know. But heaven is above, so if he is looking up, it would make sense that he look up because heaven is above. It's inside of us now, but it's also above us. Thank you.
Canadian David also says, Joel doesn't know how to rumble. Too much animus for rumble. Because Joel Friday is on YouTube and IG and not on Rumble yet.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Joel Friday TV.
Amazing. Thank you.
And Lily Poo shared those verses, Matthew 7:17 and Psalm 23. Matthew 7:17 says, even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit.
Amazing.
And Psalm 23 says, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want.
Amazing.
Nice, huh?
Thank you. That's deep.
Shout out to the top contributors yesterday on D Live, WD41, Coffee Talk with Sandra, N Strand, Cactus Eater Bear, Greenwall, Zealous Hermit, and the rest of the redheaded stepchildren on D Live. Thank you guys and gals.
Thank you all.
Bless bought 3 coffees this morning / last night with a tip for the producer, a story tip. Thank you. I've passed that along.
Thank you.
Jaime bought a coffee. Hey, Jesse, I have a question. Is it possible to have a practical daily or weekly agenda in my life so I can be able to work 2 jobs while doing my side hustle and spending time with Jesus?
Oh, meaning like, can you still have a practical life and do?
He's talking about a daily or weekly agenda in his daily life.
What does that mean?
I think an agenda is where you write down your schedule. You lay out your schedule to how you want it to go.
So he's asking, is it possible to write down your schedule?
Yeah, is it possible to have a practical daily or weekly agenda in my daily life? I think it has to do with planning. Is it okay to plan out an agenda how you want your day and week to go? So that he can do his 2 jobs, also do his side hustle, and spend time with Jesus.
I can't really respond to the question because I don't understand what you mean by agenda.
Daily agenda or weekly agenda? It means schedule.
Like, could he write down the fact he got to go to work, he got to have some oatmeal, he got to go back to work and still do the silent prayer?
Yeah.
Are you sure? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, well, it's not necessarily those things, but yes.
Right. Yeah, I mean, he want to know, is it possible to write them? Is it okay to write them down?
Yeah. Is it possible for it to be practical?
Yeah, I mean, if you can make this clear, I really will appreciate it. I just don't know because I'm trying to use some ifs here. Make it clear for me. Thank you.
He bought another coffee, Jaime did. Sorry, but I forgot to ask you this too. In my job, there is site that my manager just put me at a marijuana company as security guard this Saturday.
Oh, no wonder we can't understand that question.
I want to ask if it is wrong. I want to ask if it is wrong to work there because Jesus Christ is against marijuana.
Who said Jesus was against marijuana?
Jaime says it.
But how do you know that?
Well, he wants to ask if it is wrong because Jesus Christ is against marijuana? Question mark. He's not necessarily saying it is, but he's asking if it's wrong, and if it's wrong because Jesus Christ is against it.
But how do you know Jesus Christ is against marijuana?
I don't know if he knows that.
Jaime, right?
Jaime. Uh-huh.
Jaime. Listen, Jaime, I don't know if I would want to work at I'm not telling you a Christian job, at a pot place. Because it looks like it would be too much of a temptation to want to smoke pot.
But he's a security guard.
Oh.
He's a security guard assigned to this marijuana place.
Oh, no, you're fine then. Jesus okay with that. As long as you're not in there smoking it. You're making money. So you're taking the sinner's money and using it for the good. So, no, you're fine if that's the case. You're doing fine.
Mike is right, bought 3 coffees. Wondering if Jason from Buffalo even has the ability to change a flat tire? He can barely hold a conversation without getting lost in his thoughts. I wish him well.
I do too. I wish Jason well.
This morning, an adult human male donated a diamond on D Live. Thank you.
Thank you.
Someone bought a coffee. I saw a YouTube video from one of your monthly men's meetings and one of your monthly women's meetings. Must have been from the 90s. The video wasn't that great. The audio was fine. But it was interesting to see. Shout out.
Shout out. Thank you.
That's from when you were doing the public service, public access. I don't know.
Oh, the TV?
Yeah, the TV show from back in the 90s, early 2000s.
So that wasn't a monthly men's forum then?
No, you did a men's forum, and you did, this is an example of a men's forum.
On TV?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
And you did a women's forum, too.
Wow, it was so many years ago, I totally forgot.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Uh-huh.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Evgeny Crosby with a diamond. Big Mama Michelle is a mess.
She is. Big Mama Michelle eat up all the ribs and tamales. Amazing. Big Mama Michelle Obama.
And he says, is it the cigars? No.
Amazing. Thank you.
Coffee Talk with Sandra donated a diamond saying love. And she also donated another diamond saying, I love you, Jesse. !
Thank you. Love you as well. Thank you.
Sion bought 3 coffees. Jesse, I'm not vain, but I'm starting to lack confidence sometimes in how I look now. I'm getting older and a lot of competition now. LOL.
Well, if you started to become self-conscious of that, you are vain. That's That's what vanity is. Let it go, Sienna. Let it pass. Don't let your thought compare you to others at all. It's a setup. All right? Let your thoughts pass. You're doing fine. Amazing. Thank you.
Jay Morales, very generous, 33 coffees. Of course, 33. Good morning, Jesse. Soon you will have Rebuilding the Family by Rebuilding the Man in Spanish.
Nice.
Nice.
Amazing.
Zorak 90 bought 3
Thank
coffees. To answer the biblical question.
Do you have confidence?
Thinking of the past and future develops depression and anxiety, but staying present instills confidence because then you can live a life without worry. Confidence to me means no fear. But he doesn't answer.
He didn't answer the
whether
biblical
he
question.
has it or not.
You didn't answer the biblical question. What the?
But thank you, Zorak 90,
Thank you.
for the context.
But you didn't answer the biblical question.
But thanks for the 3
What
coffees
the?
anyway.
Yeah, thank you. I thought they were about to answer do they have confidence?
You thought wrong.
I thought like lit.
Just because I said it doesn't mean it's happening.
You thought like lit. Thank you.
And thank you guys. Oh, Canadian David says, when I woke up, I dropped it. I think marijuana. Because I saw it had potential to keep me away from what I had newly discovered.
Yep. Good. Right on. Thank you.
He calls it mamawana.
That's right.
Or messy-wana.
And listen, for the guy that work at the pot store, and you're a security guard there, you're just watching the store, you're not smoking and all that, you're doing just fine. So don't let the devil tell you, Jesus would never do this. Don't pay attention. All thoughts are all lies all the time about anything. Thank you.
And thank you guys. That's all for now.
Thank you all. I appreciate it. Cut off Jay Mike. (888) 775 773. Let me go back to the busy phones here. Let me go to Stephanie out of New York. Stephanie, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi, Jesse. I've been watching you for a couple years, and you've been so inspirational and helpful for me. And I called you a couple years ago to help me overcome issues with my mother, and I've forgiven her, and I've been working like hell for the last 7 years or so to overcome my own hell. And now I have a question regarding healing my relationship with my father. I'm a grown woman, and my father married a woman. He was kind of forced to marry a woman, and he has not overcome his mama issues. So now dealing with me as his grown-up daughter, my dad gets very emotional. His wife is abusive to him, and because my dad's a Bible thumper, he feels like that's his punishment and he has to stay with her. But it has really made our relationship horrible. And my dad and I have tried to work on things to improve things, but he's so passive, and he's in this relationship where he keeps having to try to please his wife, that when he talks to me, he has to become like a completely different person, where he pretends and puts on a mask that he's, all happy and nice, but he's very superficial and he's very unhappy. And my question to you is, we're trying to work on healing our relationship, and because I'm working on myself, I'm approaching him from a much more balanced state, because I'm single and I've been overcoming my hell for a very long time, that he feels threatened by me sometimes. And my dad gets very emotional when we talk, and then he starts putting me in the category of the women in his life, which is his mama he hasn't overcome and his wife who's toxic. And then I seem to get that attitude towards me when he gets emotional. And my question is, how can I work on this relationship with my father when he gets really over emotional because he's still stuck in his own hell with his partner?
How do you feel about the way he's treating you?
I feel that he's superficial with me because he can't be authentic with me because he's in such hell in his life. And it's hard for me to have a superficial relationship with him. So that's the frustration that we have, is I want him to be real with me, but he can't be real because He has to be compartmentalized to survive.
Well, number one, if you're feeling anything about it at all, that's not his fault. That's in you. It's inside of you. And you got to overcome that. That's evil.
Okay.
And it's inside of you because no matter how he acts and what he says and what he does, it should not be affecting you at all. And so you need to watch that and so that you can overcome it. And that way you wouldn't have any opinion about him. You're judging him. That's why you're saying all these things about him. You're not understanding at all where he's coming from. You're judging him.
Right.
And then
I agree with you.
Secondly, there's no such thing as working on a relationship. You're not supposed to. It's unnatural. It's evil to try to work on any relationship. Either they happen naturally or they don't happen at all. And you're trying to make them happen, so you're playing God.
Yeah. So do you feel that it would be best for me to just, it seems like there's an attempt on both sides for us to make this better, but there's a lot of tension. So
but you can't make it
let
better.
it go. Yeah.
You can't make it better. If it doesn't happen naturally, you can't do anything. Move on with your life.
Yeah. And I see how this has impacted me with men in my life. I've been single for 8 years, and I see how this relationship with my father...
Stephanie. Can you hold, Stephanie?
Sure.
All right, let me take a quick break. There's a line open, 888-77-JESSE. One more hour to go. Back in a moment. Hake coming in with the Hake news, not the fake news. And I'll be back in a moment. Steve, thank you for calling and thanks for holding. How have you been helped by the show?
I'm going to tell you this. I believe you might go down in history as one of the greatest, if not the greatest, black man that ever lived on planet Earth, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know anybody before you that's been that great. You know, freeing the slaves is one thing, but you've been freeing people of their mind, which matters, it should be anyhow, to you more than anything else, because with the mind not being right, there ain't nothing else going to happen right anyway.
If you can doubt every thought, because you're not your thoughts, if you can doubt every thought, knowing that you're not your thoughts, you don't create them, they're not from God, that they're from the deceiver, the great deceiver, Satan. If you can doubt every thought, you can be free, just like that. At an instant. Bring every thought into captivity. It's so amazing.
A whole lot of mess going on in the world. This is the end of hour 2 already of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It is Tuesday, January 9th, AD 2024. Stay tuned for hour 3, last hour of Country and Western Tuesday. JLP will be right back to your calls. But first, Hake news, not fake news. Appeals court to hold a hearing on the Trump immunity claim. Our greatest president, reports CNN. Donald J. Trump is scheduled to attend an immunity hearing today, maybe he already has, in his federal 2020 election interference case. The frontrunner for the GOP nomination says he will be in the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia Circuit to watch his lawyers argue that he has absolute immunity from prosecution. Nice. And the money-grubbing government. CNN reports the IRS will begin accepting 2023 federal income tax returns starting January 29th. I bet they will. The agency announced on Monday. That's the Internal Revenue Service or something like that. If you're an early bird, the regular deadline to submit, if you're not an early bird, the regular deadline to submit your return to pay remaining taxes owed is April 15th. Some tax filers have a later deadline due to state holidays or extensions granted following natural disasters. As for refunds, the IRS usually issues them within 21 days of accepting your return if you're one of those people who gets refunded. And the good news is, supposedly, according to CNN, which is fake news, that most tax filers typically receive money back. Wow. Last year, more than 160 million returns filed. The IRS issued nearly 105 million refunds. Maybe they shouldn't take it in the first place, huh? Sounds inefficient. The average refund was $3,050, according to IRS filing statistics. Wow, whole lot of freeloaders, right? As Mitt Romney said, 47% of the public is dependent, and now it's more than that. I don't know. Late to the moon, complicated business, folks. CNN reports, Commie Nonsense Network. NASA, which does not mean lies. It does not mean to deceive in Hebrew. You guys check the fact check. NASA today is expected to announce a months-long delay of their first crewed Artemis moon mission, which aims to send 4 astronauts, diverse astronauts, by the way, on a journey to fly by the moon. I think it's diverse. The mission was slated to lift off in November, no longer expected to take place before 2025, according to sources. NASA's Inspector General hinted at potential delays for the mission in a report months ago, citing several challenges to the space agency that they must address before they can safely fly human beings to the moon after 50 years since they've done it last, back when white men were in charge. Separately, Astrobotic Technology, the company that developed the first commercial lander to launch from the United States in 5 decades, said that they're abandoning an attempt to put their Peregrine spacecraft on the moon less than 24 hours after the vehicle took flight due to a fuel leak. Just not making stuff like they used to, not quality. Tiger Woods and Nike are parting ways. I stand with Tiger. Tiger is better than Nike. Golf legend Tiger Woods has broken up with Nike after a protracted 27-year collaboration with the world's largest sportswear company. That's Nike. There was an explosion in downtown Fort Worth, Texas. CNN says 21 people were injured yesterday, in an apparent gas explosion at a hotel in Fort Worth, Texas. The blast caused a huge plume of smoke over downtown buildings and scattered debris on roads. Crews are searching for anyone who may still be trapped inside. Wow. And fear-mongering Big Mama Michelle. You heard of this on the Jesse Lee Peterson Show first hour. Quote, "I am terrified about what could possibly happen," unquote. That's the worst, First Lady Big Mama Michelle Obama, saying she's worried about the potential outcome of 2024 presidential election. Didn't mention our greatest president, Donald J. Trump, by name, but she said in a podcast interview released Monday that the fears keep her awake at night. I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP, Hour 3.
To stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the second hour of the show today. Third hour. You can get involved by calling 888-7753, 773 888-77-JESSE. My biblical question for this week, and it's a doozy. Do you have confidence? Do you have confidence? Do you have it? If you're busy, folks, you still can listen to the show, working out, having breakfast, whatever you might be doing. You can podcast. but you can listen by calling the listen line on TalkStream Live at 641-793-1500. 641-793-1500. And don't forget to follow us on cozy.tv/JLP, cozy.tv/JLP, and Rumble. You got to know how to rumble.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. All right? Like, follow, ring the bell, and blah, blah, blah. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. Buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk or rebuildingtheman.com. It is Tuesday, the last hour of Tuesday's show. It is Country and Western Tuesday. Yeehaw!
That is mind-blowing. He black. I rest my case.
Wow.
It means I love the country.
Good old days.
It means I'm fighting for the country.
Bring back, bring back, oh, bring back my country to me.
I look at two things, globalists and nationalists. I'm somebody that wants to take care of our country.
Amazing. The Great White Hope. 4 more years. Let me go quick. There's a line open, 888-77-JESSE. Let me go back to Stephanie out of New York. And Stephanie's trying to deal with her father, and it's difficult. Stephanie.
Hey, Jesse.
Hey, go ahead.
I had a big epiphany on that break. You're right. I'm judging my dad too much.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling like he's choosing an unhealthy relationship over his daughter, and I'm totally judging him. So thank you for that. I had one last remark, was that I've been single for 8 years because I've realized that I needed to do a lot of healing, and I don't want to be that evil woman. And I've really been working hard, and I've been single, and I'm telling you, if I could find a cowboy, that would be amazing. But I think that there's a lot of women who have realized, and they are really trying, and they're working on themselves. And, you know, my question to you is, I don't need a man, but I would like one. I would like to have a relationship in my life. And
why?
But I want simply because I like having someone to do things with, just like a companion. You know, it doesn't have to be a marriage or a relationship, but I also don't have a ton of friends. You know, I think that once you start to wake up to do work on yourself, you realize that some of the people that you've been around, maybe, you know, I don't know. I've just been going through a lot of changes. And my question was, should I just sit back, like you suggest, and put, you know, the kingdom of God first, and just, that's what I've been doing, and not look? Or is it wrong for me to want to date? Or should I just not even think about dating at all and just continue on, even though it's been 8 years, just kind of doing what I'm doing?
Do you have children?
No, I don't have any children.
You don't have any children?
I have no children.
Really? You were married for 8 years, you say?
I was married young, and then we got divorced. And I've been divorced for close to 9 years, and I haven't dated anyone since then.
Why didn't you have children when you were married?
Because I had a kidney transplant, and I couldn't have kids.
See. Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Here's what I recommend.
Yeah.
Is that you only seek the kingdom of God and his right way. And all will be added unto you. Life will be added to you naturally without any effort at all. And whomever's supposed to be in your life, they will be in your life. Whoever you're supposed to date, if that's possible, you'll be dating. But you're not supposed to long for it at all. It's not wrong. I understand that women naturally want a husband, want to be married, have a family, but you're not supposed to long for it, not at all. If you're only supposed to seek the kingdom of God. And so Are you doing the silent prayer every morning, every night?
Not every morning and every night, but I do
What's
do it.
suffer and die? What's
I
up?
know. Jesse, thank you for calling me out on that judgment because that was a real blind spot.
Yeah.
And I just want to say thank you, and thank you for the work that you guys do. And I've been listening for a couple of years, and I'm going to keep doing it. And I got to do that silent prayer.
Why are you not doing it? Just for my information sake, because it's interesting when I hear people say that. Because I'm always telling people that you can't change yourself. I can't change you. No one can change you. I'm pointing you to the source that can change you, right? Why don't you do it every morning and night?
Jesse, I love God, and I do read the Bible, and I really love God. And I think what happens is that sometimes I get too in my head because I feel connected to God a lot, that I feel like I just don't do it. Like I feel like I'm present with God, and I just give myself an excuse not to do it. So it's my fault. But I do surround myself a lot with, studying God, listening to you. I do read the Bible. It's just something I think I need to commit to.
And why do you say you love God?
Because I know that that's the way and the truth, So I feel that that's right, for me to seek out the kingdom of God. That's the right thing to do.
But why do you say you love God?
That's a good question. It's just being connected to God and talking about God and watching your show makes me feel in my heart that that's the right way. So I guess maybe I shouldn't say love. It just feels like the truth, maybe.
And why do you say you love God?
I'm not quite sure. It's just it's a feeling in my heart that it's the truth, I guess. It's a love that feels true. I don't know if that makes sense.
And why do you say you love God?
I guess because it feels like that's my true father.
And what makes you think God is a feeling?
That's a good question. I think that I'm trying to wrestle with that because I do try to be very non-emotional. I've learned to really overcome my emotions. I guess to me, it's truth. So I think there's something I'm trying to say that where I'm saying it emotionally, like love, but really what I'm saying to me is when I think of God, I think of truth. Does that make sense?
What makes you think that when you think of God, you're thinking of truth?
I guess because that's like somewhere deep, deep within me, that's what I know I should be doing, is seeking the kingdom of God.
But when you think of God, you're not thinking of God. You're just thinking of the word God. And the word God is not God. You're just, all thoughts are all lies. It's just a thought, and that's all it is.
Yeah.
You're not thinking of God at all. You just have a thought. Why do you think that you're thinking of God when you think of God?
Yeah, that's a good point because
No, that was a question.
Why am I thinking of God?
No, why do you think you're thinking of God and that you love him? Because you're thinking of him. That's just a thought. It's just a thought. It's like the Christians, they read the Bible, they go down to the front of the church, and they accept Jesus, right? And all they're doing is carrying out thought actions, which are all evil, and it means nothing.
Yeah, no, I grew up with that on my dad's side because they were all very Bible thumpers. And, when I was dying with my illness, they would say, I'm praying for you, but they would never just help me when I couldn't get up the steps. Like, there was no action.
And so why do you think that you're thinking of God and that it has meaning when it has no meaning?
It's a good question. I think I'm going to go back to feeling because it's this whole thinking and feeling thing is that when I can feel it in my heart. Does that make sense?
But
like
it's thoughts about God that bringing on the wrong feelings about God because the thoughts make you think you love God, and so you get a false feeling of love.
I see. So how do I mean, I guess just doing the silent prayer would help to kind of clear up that confusion I have?
Yes, and let all
just
thoughts
by being
go.
present?
Yes, and let all thoughts go, even the thoughts about God. A thought about God is just a thought about God. It has no meaning. It doesn't mean that you know God at all.
Jesse, did you ever get into a situation that's just, when I listen to your church sometimes, you get into these situations where there's an interconnectedness and just like you can feel it in your heart and you're like, oh, that's so beautiful. Like, oh, you just feel that like connection in your heart. Like, to me, that feels like a presence of being in the moment and God is like present there because it's just like, oh, you just feel so connected with everyone. Is that something real? Or is that?
I wouldn't put all the energy you just gave me about it into it.
Okay.
Don't. When you know God, it means that you have totally let go of everything. There's nothing. You just live. I have proof that you don't love God, though.
Yeah, I'm trying. That's my problem, I think.
You're trying to love Him?
I'm trying so hard to do the right thing. I'm trying so hard
how?
to heal
what do you
myself.
do?
I'm trying.
Give me an example of how you're trying to do the right thing. What is? Give me one thing that's right, and you're trying to do it.
Yeah, so I guess I would say that making better choices in my life that are healthier. So you
can't make choices.
Okay.
Not one human being ever make a choice. It's impossible. So why are you trying to make choices if you love God? No, that was a question.
I see that. Why am I trying to make choices? I think because that's what I was taught. Like growing up with my family who were Bible thumpers, it was always like, you have to work harder to be accepted into the kingdom. Like you have to do this and you have to do this and you have to be righteous and you have to. So I think that's something I'm overcoming is that I have to like prove myself to be good enough for God. So I'm constantly trying to work to make myself better.
There is no such thing at all, zero, as proving yourself to love, whatever you just said, for God. God doesn't need you to do any of that.
Because it's like I'm not good enough for God.
Oh, that's what she said. What do you mean you're not? If you don't even exist, how can you be good enough for God?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think it's just because I grew up with Bible thumpers, and that's how it was.
Absolutely. You got to let all your teaching go. You've been taught wrong from the moment you popped out of your mother's womb to the schools you went to the churches you have gone to your so-called friends, and everything. You've always been taught wrong, so you need to let all the wrong teaching go.
Yeah, you're totally right. I was always taught I wasn't good enough. So I have to overcome that. I have to let it go.
And you let it go by letting thoughts of it go. Let the thoughts go, it'll be gone.
Okay, all right. I'm going to work on it, Jesse. Thank you so much.
And then I have proof that you don't love God at all.
Okay, how? Tell me.
You judging your father.
That's right. I am judging him because I feel like he judges me. He does the same thing to me, telling me I'm not good enough.
But that's not a reason to judge him.
Yeah. But it's hard though, I guess, when you're a daughter, you're kind of looking up for your father to be somebody who is supportive. And
no,
for me,
if you had love for your father, if you really understood what was going on with you, it would not be hard at all, any effort to love your father.
I see what you're saying. I have to work on it, Jesse.
Yeah, let the anger go, let the thought. You need to be do what you want, but you should be doing the silent prayer so that you can calm down with thoughts and emotions, you can overcome them.
Yeah, no, Jesse, you're totally right. I hear you. And you know what? Even my blood pressure has gotten high, and it's probably all related to this.
Yeah.
Just the tension and the working and the thinking and how do I get better and judging my dad. It's probably all related.
You're in a mess.
I know. That's why I called you. Jesse, help. Listen, I'm trying not to be the crazy cat lady here. I'm trying to, like, do this. But you're right. I think I just need to let it go and do the prayer and be more quiet and get more simple. Yes.
Stephanie.
Yes.
Stop trying to do anything. Let go, and that's when things will happen. Let go.
Oh.
You can't just go to work, make your breakfast, lunch, and dinner, do the practical stuff, but you can't, everything else you need to stop trying. You need to let go. That's what the silent prayer does. It causes you, or by being still at least, you start to let go of anything and everything.
Yeah. Oh, it feels so good to hear you say that. I know you don't like feelings, but when you say that, it again, inside of me, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's what I got to do.
Yeah, let go. And let go of the thoughts. When you let go of the thoughts, the so-called good one and bad one, you let go of all things. You'll be free.
Oh, okay, Jesse. I'm going to work on myself. I'll call you back another time, and I'll keep you updated on my progress.
But do the silent prayer, Stephanie.
I'm going to, Jesse.
Every morning and night, Stephanie.
Okay.
And then during the day, when you find yourself caught up thinking about the past or future, bring your mind back to where your body is.
Yeah.
Instead of being lost in being so divided by living in the past or future that doesn't exist, by the way.
Yeah, you're totally right. You're totally right. Thank you so much, Jesse, and thank you to the whole staff. You guys are awesome.
You're welcome. Call me again. Let me know how it goes.
All right, Jesse. Take care. Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye now. 888-7753-773. Vincent. There's a line open for Stephanie line there.
Hello?
Oh, Vincent from South Carolina. Vincent, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse, how you doing?
All is well, sir.
So I called you about a year ago to get some advice, and the advice was to move out of my parents' house and to forgive my mother and my father. And I just want to let you know that I have done that.
Yes.
And I pay about $800 a month. I got a full-time job, paid off my car. And now I'm kind of just in a spot where I'm not really sure where to go from here.
What do you mean?
As far as either starting a business or a career.
I thought you said you had a job.
I do have a job.
So you have a career then. You have a job. A job is a career.
Right, but I do believe that this may be a dead-end job.
But why? No such thing as a dead-end job. To go where?
You don't think I should start my own thing?
No, I'm not saying that, but what does that mean, a dead-end job? Don't tell me where you work or anything, but what does it mean you believe it's a dead-end job? What does that mean?
There's a salary cap or an hourly wage that I can't go past.
They told you that?
Basically.
Here's what I recommend, is that you just appreciate having a job and don't call it a dead-end job or a live-end job. Just do the job. And then if there are other things you like to do, practical things like start a business or something, then start the business and one thing will lead to another one.
How would you recommend starting a business in this day and age?
One step at a time.
Okay.
And if you don't, let's say that right now you don't have any idea what you want to do, right? As far as having your own business, just have a wait and see. It'll be shown to you, and you will find something to do. But you got to start to appreciate what you have and where you are right now. And don't be thinking ahead about what I want, what I should be doing, and all that crap. Just do what you're doing now and be grateful.
Do you think it would be smarter to have an online job, like kind of what you're doing, or something in the real world?
I don't have an online job.
Well, you do have a podcast and a radio show. I'm sure you make money.
You mean by that? Well, yeah. I didn't plan for it to get to this. This way I want you to be grateful and live in the moment so that you would see the next thing. It will happen naturally. Let me ask, are you doing the silent prayer?
I have not been doing the silent prayer.
I can tell you haven't. That's why you're confused. Why not?
I don't really have an excuse, Jesse.
But Vincent, if you want to have a real life, you got to be able to see. And right now you can't see. That's why you're questioned and concerned and worried, because you can't see. Do the silent prayer, go to Word, live in the present, and things will unfold by itself for you. How are you going to build a business when you can't even be still and know the truth?
Yeah, you're right about that.
No, that was a question.
I don't really have an answer for that question.
And why haven't you been doing the prayer?
I don't have an answer for that either.
Vincent, do the silent prayer and stay with it. Now, don't do it if you're not really ready to change. Don't do it just because I'm telling you to or suggesting you to. I'm suggesting to you the right way. And the right way will guide you all the way. And I can't do that. You can't do it. Only the Spirit of Truth will do it. And one thing for sure, and without a doubt, without one iota of a doubt, if you were to commit to seeking the kingdom of God in His right way, everything you want will be added unto you. He loves you so much, He will cause you to see, and it will be added.
Can I also give one more opinion?
Yes.
So I usually come home after work, take care of the apartment, and then I kind of just lay around and scroll on social media. I don't really want to do that anymore. I really want to start something. So I'm going to take your word and do that silent prayer.
Yeah, instead of just scrolling on there, come home, have your dinner, do what you do, and do the silent prayer. Things will change. It'll be amazing.
All right, Jesse.
All right. So right now, since you don't know what business you want to go into, don't think about it. Don't worry about it. You go to work, come home, make your meal, do the silent prayer, watch those thoughts, and you'll gradually start seeing. I'm telling you, it'll be amazing for you. You got to work on you. You're too involved with the not you.
Can you explain that a little bit to me?
You're not your thoughts. You're not your feelings. You're not your false desires.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's the false desires, really.
Yeah. Without a doubt, it is.
I mean, I am proud of how far I have come in, like, the whole 1 year. This is like a big 1 year transformation from moving to South Carolina, getting my own place, everything like that.
Well, if you stay with the prayer, it can only get better. There's no doubt.
Okay, Jesse.
All right, let me know how it goes, all right?
I will. Thank you.
All right, buddy.
Bye.
Bye now. Amazing. 888-775-3773. Let me go out to Canada and talk to Casey. Casey, welcome to the show. You're on the air. Hey, Casey?
Yeah, I'm there. So, sorry about that.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, so a couple things. So first off, it's funny. I'm basically a mess. Like I think her name was Jessica or Stephanie. So I wanted to touch on a couple things. So first of all, you were curious about the silent prayer, why some people don't do it. I'll tell you, I do it most nights throughout the day, but in the mornings when I wake up, I have all these things to do, and sometimes I wake up a bit late, have to rush to get to work. So I only do it at some point later in the day when I have a break or something. So I just wanted to tell you that.
Well, the rule is, and there's no way around the rule, you must seek the kingdom first.
Mm-hmm.
And if you put it second, third, fourth, it's not going to work. You put it something else first. You put in your job first. You put in your schedule first. You must get up early enough to do it, and then get on with your day. You must seek first the kingdom of God in His right way, and wisdom will be added unto you.
Okay. And that does lead me to my next question, which is, in terms of relationships. So yesterday and today, you've said it a lot, in the past, have a wait and see attitude, and seek the kingdom first, and then everything will come to you. But for example, like with dating women as a man, it kind of requires the man to take initiative to ask the girl out on a date first, right? So it doesn't really fall into your lap. You kind of have to like take initiative. So my question is, like, if the desire is the problem, because I should desire the kingdom of heaven first, then the issue is that what if I just never end up finding anyone, and then all these people of the kingdom of heaven don't have kids, and then all the crazy people have kids, and then our society's all messed up, right? so like that's the weird thing. It's like a lot of times you say to wait for things, in a sense, and I just it confuses me, because it's like you know what I mean? Like how, like when do I know that like something is being given to me by God so that I can actually take the step forward,
When you start wanting it, you shouldn't want for anything. And what you don't realize by seeking the kingdom of God first, that the woman is going to find you. You don't have to look for a woman. And there's no such thing in your state, in a fallen state. You're not acting like a man and dating and searching for a woman. You're acting like an animal. But in your risen state is when you act like a man. You will be a man. But right now you're acting like a woman. You're acting like an animal because you're pining for a woman. You're God. You have to seek the kingdom of God. And women want men that don't want them. They want men that is not weak and needy, and they don't have to lead the man. And the man is not going to try to please her, spend his money and time on her and all that. They want a man that they have to chase, and that would bring them out of the hell that they're in. And so that would be added unto you when you start wanting it.
Okay. And that makes sense for me. And I think I'm asking this for the sake of Stephanie, because now you're saying that women have to chase, but like for her...
No, I'm not saying they have to chase. I'm saying that it will happen naturally. Can you hold for me, Casey?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let me take a quick break. The treasure chest is now open on D-Live. Back in a moment. Check out my book, For Raised to Responsibility. I show you how I was able to overcome anger. The spirit of anger was taken away from me. I had it. And as a result of having anger, I was insecure. I had doubt, worry, fear. I was in a fallen state and didn't know it. And it wasn't until I went and forgave my mother, who tried to turn me away from my father. I forgave my father for not being there and returned back to him. My spirit connected with his spirit, and through him, I was able to return to God. And I have perfect peace. Perfect love casts out anger. And when anger is gone, fear and doubt, worry, insecurity, suicidal thoughts, all of that is gone, and you are free. Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, or if you want an autographed copy, you can go to my website at rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-BOND. The Hake Report is coming up at the top of this hour. TheHakeReport.com from 9 to 11 a.m. And now, every day except Fridays, Saturday and Sunday, Monday through Thursday, Joel Friday TV. You black. Joel Friday TV every day except Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. All right? Check it out. And then the Anchor Baby, the American Anchor Baby, flying high on natural energy given to him by God every day at 12 noon except Friday. At 4 p.m. on Fridays, the American Anchor Baby. And for personalized shout-outs, go to Cameo, cameo.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. Birthday shout-out, Happy New Year, weddings, congratulations, encouragement, or whatever. And donate to Bond and to the show. Thank you in advance. Go to rebuildingtheman.com. Rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-BOND to make a donation. You can mail it in, too. P.O. Box 350, L.A., California, 90035. P.O. Box 35090, L.A., California, 90035. Make it out to Bond. Also, last thing, if you didn't get our newsletter, end of the year newsletter, hard copy, free, you can call that number too and, hey, I'd like you to get a copy. Here's my address, 800-411-BOND or rebuildingtheman.com and request a hard copy of the newsletter. All right? Rebuildingtheman.com for a copy of the newsletter. Let me go quickly back to Casey. There is one line open, 888-7753-773. Casey, thanks for holding me. Go ahead.
Yeah, no problem. So I don't know. I think it makes sense to me. It's pretty simple. Just seek the kingdom of heaven through the silent prayer, morning and night, and throughout the day.
Casey, you shouldn't be wanting anything. And only when you're wanting something is because you've been turned away from the Father. And that wanting tell you that you want for a woman, you want for children, you want for a wife, you want for this. And that's not it. And you will get those things, and all you will catch from them is hell. Because the wanting is the wanting of a father to return to the Father.
Mm-hmm.
But the devil will tell you that it's something else.
Yeah, and so I've forgiven my parents, and did it exactly as you explained, and then afterwards, me and my father kind of arguments, and then since then we don't really talk much, and so should I put effort, or would you just think to let it be at this point?
Put no effort to make anything work.
Okay.
Except for practical thing, you get up and go to work, you use your energy to do that. But don't try to make any relationship work with anyone. Either it works naturally or it doesn't work at all. If you put energy into it, trying to make it work, all you're going to get is trouble. All you're going to catch is hell.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense, Jesse.
But don't be angry at your father. He got his issues, and you just work on you. And whatever happens, happen. Let life happen on its own.
Yeah, naturally. Yeah. That makes sense. Thank you so much. I really appreciate everything you do, Jesse.
You're welcome. And stay with the prayer. Start doing the prayer so you can see clear.
Yeah. I'm going to wake up early and just do it before I start anything else.
Yeah.
You're right.
You will wake up early for unimportant things.
Yeah, you're right.
Why not wake up early for important things, like seeking the kingdom?
That's so true. So true.
Because whether you accept it or not, believe it or not, like it or not, there's an order. There's a spiritual order. You are a spirit. And that order is you must seek the kingdom first.
Yeah.
You can't put it second, third, or fourth, or pretend you're doing it and all that crap. It must be first. And that order will work. But if you're not doing it, you're in a disorder life, and it's never going to work.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
What were you going to say for Stephanie?
Oh, no, we were talking about, because when I was saying, how does something fall into my lap without me putting effort? Because especially with women, you have to kind of like, be the person to put the first foot forward, because often they're afraid or, whatever, not afraid, I don't know. But they want the man to lead in a relationship. So you said, but the women will chase you if you're, of the kingdom and a true man.
Yeah.
And then I said, but then, well, what would someone like Stephanie do? Is she supposed to chase? And then you said, no, it's supposed to. It's just going to happen naturally that she'll become attracted, I guess, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
too.
if you put the kingdom first, women must put the kingdom first too, in order for the right man. They can see the right man. Otherwise, every man they go after is going to be weak, and they're going to end up fighting and destroying one another. But if she put the kingdom first instead of putting a man first, she's going to end up with the right man, which would be amazing.
Yeah. So just put the kingdom first. That's something that definitely on the top of the priority list.
Yeah, because if you're not, you're living in your imagination. You're living in an illusion, and that illusion will always deceive you and destroy you.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, Jesse.
All right, buddy.
All right, thank you so much. Have a good day.
All right, you too, buddy.
All right.
Bye. Amazing. Did I open the treasure chest or something? I did? Oh,
Yes,
okay.
sir.
Thank you, buddy. Let me go quickly to the United Kingdom. A first-time call Hassan. Hassan, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, how are you, Jesse?
All is well. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good.
No man is good. All is well.
All is well. All is well. Listen, I've got a lot of questions.
Okay.
I don't think you have the time for all of those questions, but the reason I have a lot of questions is because I'm new to Christianity.
Okay.
I was born as a Muslim, and I have a lot of questions. So I think the first question I have is, you talk about like we're in a fallen state and how the world is bad, and my question is like, is the world just getting worse, or is the world getting better?
People are getting worse. They are evil and nasty and wicked, and they have no love, so they're getting worse.
Okay, but like when we see politics and we see, we see like LGBT being peddled, which is reducing children, and like as a world, it feels like it's kind of coming to an end. But then when we look at Christianity, it's about having faith in Christ and that God has a plan, and that I don't know how to feel about the world. Is it going to end well, or is it going to end badly?
You should feel zero about it. Feel nothing about it, but overcome it. You overcome the world, you won't feel anything about it, and you will see what's going on, and you will let the people suffer and die. It will be their problem and not yours.
Okay, so what's my purpose in this world?
It's to overcome the fallen state.
And does that look like? What does that look like?
Paradise.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I see.
You will have no anger. You will have perfect peace. You will have a clear mind. You will have perfect love. You will be living in this world, but not of this world, because you will be living of the new kingdom from within. You will come out of the world, where he will draw you out of the spirit of truth, will draw you out of the world into the kingdom of heaven, the new world, which is inside of you, and you will overcome the outer world, you'll be fine.
Is it possible to live in that state right now?
If you were out of your thought, you would be right there right now. It's up because it's right at hand. It's with you. It's present. You just can't see it because you're living in thoughts and feelings.
So it is possible to live in right now?
Right now, at the blinking of an eye, if you were to come out, if you would stay present.
Okay, so despite the world being fallen, we can live in perfect peace.
I promise you will.
Well, thank you for that promise.
But you got to stay out of you got to stay out of the imagination. You have to stay away from darkness. You have to stay away from the lie. All thoughts are all lies all the time about anything.
All thoughts are lies?
Yes.
What about thoughts about, like, Scripture?
It's a lie.
Really?
Yep.
So
that's it. The thought about Scriptures are just thoughts about Scripture. They don't change you at all. All they do is it's intellectual, and all they do is make you identify with the intellect, with the Scriptures, but it doesn't do anything for you.
Okay, now I'm confused because I thought that the way that we get to God is by, or the way we come closer to God, I should say, is that we read Scripture, and through the Scripture, through thinking with the Scripture. But you're telling me all thoughts are evil.
Right. If you read Scriptures and you think about Scriptures, you just have thoughts about Scripture. That's it. And you would still be in hell. It would just be thought. It would just be intellect. You would have identified with them, and that's all you're going to get is a false identity, a false sense of knowing God, a false sense of salvation. It would just be a thought. You would still be miserable.
Okay. So you're saying get rid of all thought.
All thought. Don't hold on to any thought. There's nothing wrong with reading the Bible or reading a good book that's wise or whatever, but don't hold on to the knowledge. Don't identify with it. Otherwise, it's just become another false identity.
Then what should I base my identity on?
Nothing. Have no identity at all. The ego death is the death of identities. All identities are false, and they give you a false identity, and they deceive you and keep you in hell. You must die of identities. That's what the ego death is all about. You want no identity at all. You're nothing. You don't want to identify with anything. No identities.
Oh, well, I'm really confused right now, but I'm gonna.
Are you doing the silent prayer? No.
No. I've heard you recommend it many times.
Well, why have you done it or doing it?
I don't know. I mean, I do other prayers. You know, I look up on the internet like morning prayers and evening prayers.
Waste of time.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I promise you.
Why do you think that your silent prayer will?
Because it's not mine. It's from truth, and the truth will allow you to see. You'll get up in the morning, go on the internet, and do the morning prayer and the evening prayer and all that. All you have is fake identities. It won't work. You're just praying to the devil. But when you be still and let go, you start to see. You see the hell in you, and seeing the hell in you is the light of God, and it will cause you to overcome the hell in you. You want to see. But when you're doing all that other prayer, you're just praying to the devil. Ain't nothing going to change.
No. I'm not praying to the devil.
Yes, you are.
Like but like I'm like.
No, you're praying to the devil.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not praying to the devil. I'm really trying to. like I'm really trying to speak to God. Like that's really my intention on the inside.
See, you just proved my point. You're praying to the devil. God didn't tell you to try to speak to him. He told you to be still and know him. He doesn't need you to speak.
Yeah, but what about like the Our Father prayers?
You
right?
can do that prayer if you want, but that's what the silent prayer is. It is Our Father prayer. You're recognizing God by letting go. I'm sorry?
Well, that's what I meant. Like in the morning and the evening. That's kind of what I try to do.
You do
like
the Lord's Prayer?
Yep.
Our Father prayer?
I do that, but that's a short one.
And what else you do?
Well, I usually, I don't know if this is right, but I usually just, talk or like just say what I'm grateful about, and then maybe ask for guidance.
See, I told you you're praying to the devil.
Really, that's the devil.
Without a doubt, you'll never get help.
Jesse, this is new to me. Like I said, so educate me.
Be still and know the Father. You be still, you'll let go, and he will guide you. He will guide your path. He will turn the light on, and you will see the pathway. It'll be amazing. But right now, you can't see it, and that's what the problem is, because you're limiting your imagination. You identify with the Bible. You identify with praying to God. You identify with all this stuff, and you're lost.
Yeah.
But if you be still and let go, because of yourself you can do nothing, and of yourself you know nothing, then you start to see and you will have a life. So what I recommend, do your little Lord's Prayer, do your little other thing. When you're done all that, do the silent prayer. Be still and know God. Come out of he'll bring you out of those thoughts. He'll give you a clear mind.
Okay, Jesse, I'll try that.
Have you forgiven your mother?
See, that's the other thing I wanted to ask you about. No, or I don't know. Well, okay, I know that's what you always say, but I still don't 100% understand what wrong my mother has done.
She imposed her will on you. She turned you away from your father. Perhaps she spoiled you, but
why does she do that?
Because she has no love.
So is that true of all women?
All women. All women, all the way around the world.
Then why in Genesis did God say that? God said that we're supposed to leave our family behind and become one flesh with a woman, and that God was. I can't remember the exact line, but it was something like he was sad that we didn't have a companion, and then he
wants you to get away. He wants you to, if you decide to get married, if you get married, take your wife away from your mama and her mama, because they'll destroy your marriage.
Yeah, but we're still supposed to become one flesh with a woman, correct?
No. It will happen naturally if you put first the kingdom. You're going to be one with God, and you're going to bring that woman back into your world if you're of God, and she'll become one with you, which is one with God. You'll be Adam, and she'll be Eve in the right way. You would love your father. You would love your father, and she would love you.
Well, okay. I don't think I actually disagree with you. I think I agree that my mother did impose her will on both me and my father.
Your father can deal with it, and because he couldn't deal with his mother, so he ended up marrying his mother.
You know, Jesse, I don't know how to understand this, but my father is angry at both his mother and his wife.
Right, because his wife is his mother. He married the same spirit as in his mother. He was only attracted to that, and he didn't know because he can't see, but he married his mother, and if you don't forgive your mother, you're going to end up doing the same thing. Because her spirit is inside of you, and the spirit of your mother is evil, because Satan is the woman's god.
So are you saying that I can put all the blame on my mother?
It's not her fault. She can't help it. She probably don't even realize it. But her mother passed it on to her. So it's not her fault. That's why you forgive her, because she couldn't help herself.
I see. Yeah, that makes sense.
She did the best she could do. She just didn't know, and she probably doesn't know, so she couldn't help herself. You forgive her. Mother, I'm sorry for resenting you. And God will forgive you and take her spirit, which is evil, away from you and give you back his spirit.
Oh, I see. And, well, that sounds very pessimistic to me about women.
What's pessimistic to me?
Pessimistic. It's like saying that it's like really sad and there's no hope. There's no hope.
But in hope, if they want to overcome, because there are women who are hearing the message of forgiving their mothers, and they are going and doing that. They put God first, the kingdom first, and they are overcoming their mothers and returning to the Father. They're doing fine.
Oh, so there is hope. So not all women.
No, all women is the daughter of Satan. Satan made a home in them, but they can overcome it by forgiving their mothers because it was passed down to them from their mothers.
Okay, that sounds better.
That's all. You feel better?
I want to also ask about, like we talked about mother, being a woman, but what about me finding a woman? Should that be something that I should look for?
No, you're going to only find the devil. You should only seek the kingdom of God his right way. What's missing in you is the love of a father. You're pining, you're yearning for the love of a father, not the love of a woman, but the devil is telling you that it's the love of a woman when women don't even have love to give. And all you will do in your condition is add more problem to you. You have more problem with the ones you already have. It'll get worse because you're married a daughter of the devil. You should forgive.
Go on.
Forgive your mother for recreating her image, and forgive your father for not protecting you from her. God will forgive you, and you should only seek the kingdom of God, and everything else will be added, and it'll be perfect.
Jesse, to me, it seems like you're saying that. Well, to me, the picture that you're giving is that the world is in a fallen state, and then this cycle is going to continue.
But it doesn't have to continue for you. You can overcome the world.
But you said that I am going to find a woman that is like my mother. And
if you don't overcome your mother, you will. You will only be attracted to that. But once you forgive her, God will forgive you, and you will no longer be attracted to the evil spirit that's in your mother, which is inside of you. You know what, Hassan?
Yep.
Can you call me tomorrow?
Yeah, sure. What time?
Or the next time, whenever you get a chance, because we're running out of time right now. But do the silent prayer. Okay. Do the silent prayer. Forgive your mother. Forgive your father, so God can bring you out of your imagination, out of your thoughts. All thoughts are all lies all the time about anything, except practical thoughts. Go to work, eat your dinner, stuff like that.
Okay.
All right, but call me again. We're about to get cut off here.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Well, thank you for answering my question.
All right, buddy. Amazing. I'm out of time. We'll do the Super Chats tomorrow, if the Lord is willing and the creek don't rise. Thank you for them. The Hake Report is coming up now. TheHakeReport.com. And then Joel Friday TV at 11. And then the American Anchor Baby at 12. Thank you all. And to the caller, Sarah in Texas, Josh out of Georgia, Rick out of Hanson, and somebody just hung up. I'm out of time. I'll be back tomorrow, Manhood Hour, tomorrow. Get on that straight and narrow. Overcome thoughts. All thoughts are all lies all the time about anything. Thank y'all. Bye.
You better go talk to your mama, better stop at the drama, better drop all the trauma. Boy, you better stand up, man up. Put your hand up and hut. Cause if we don't, then we lose, and then we gotta hear the fake news. Whoa.
Must know that so you get something went wrong, but face the truth about yourself and just seek first God's kingdom, cause must know that so you get something went wrong, but face the truth about yourself and just seek first God's kingdom, cause I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way.
So, here's what I recommend. I invite you to download my silent prayer, and I want you to start doing it. You just download it, get the points of how to do it, and then after a while, you just do it on your own. It's going to point you in the right direction that your life will be returned to you from God. He will give you your life back, because anyone and all people who has anger, they're not themselves. You are the person that you are angry at. That's why it's so important to get to know yourself so that you can see who you're angry at. And if you're doing the hooping and hollering prayers and things like that, some people get up, oh, praise the Lord, hoop and holler, bless my mama, bless my daddy. Continue to do it. Do both. You will see if you want to stay with the hooping and hollering, or do you want to be still and know God. So my gift to you, no charge, at rebuildingtheman.com/church. I noticed after a while that when these guys overcome their anger, they have amazing ideas about starting a business, but because they've been told that if you don't get a loan from the bank, or if you don't have a 5-year plan, or if you don't do this, and it's just simply not true, it's the first step. With faith, then all things are possible. So, but the most important thing is to return to the Father. That yearning that you have, that emptiness, that void, is not for more stuff. It's not for more friends. It is a return to the Father, because there's no way you can return to God and be angry at your earthly father. So thank you all so much, right? People around the world donated to Bond at rebuildingtheman.com, or they call 800-411-2663, and we're still committed to pointing the right way for men and women to return to the Father.